abominations, mental sicknesses, physical sicknesses, spiritual sicknesses, financial sicknesses, and we're trying to compensate it with drugs and alcohol and deviant behavior as an escape. All we're doing is going deeper into the fight. That's his programming, to go deeper, dummy, into the fight. For listening to me. You ain't listening to the one that created you. You listen to the one who's also a creation. Who uses magic. Shaitan has established his kingdom on earth through magic. Whispering in the minds of people and razzling and dazzling their imagination. Illusionary talks and actions. Promise them something that he cannot give, but just seducing them through their imagination of their desires, and then trapping them and tricking them and leaving them in the lurch. And we keep falling for it. But Allah Almighty still, in His mercy, continue to send His lions among us. Allah tests them too. And Allah show you He testing them and amongst us so we'll know how they deal with the test. Now the Prophet Muhammad, he had 2 babies that through infancy passed away in infancy. And they were saying, you the Prophet of Allah. And the Shaitan was sending people, you the Prophet of Allah, huh? And yet, your babies died too? He said, Alhamdulillah, as my Lord likes. Allah gives, Allah takes. Allah, thank you for what I like. Thank you for what I don't like. He kept showing a high respect to his Lord. Then he had 2 grandsons who were gangsters. Hassan and Hussein. When he used to pray, they'd be all on his back when he'd be praying. He'd be praying doing rakats. They jump on his back, and he go down and do they on his back. And he's still coming up. They all on him, running all around, but they grew up and was gangsters. Hussein was one of the baddest brothers you ever want to know. When he was crossed by some people, he was supposed to establish something, and he was crossed by some Muslims. And they warned him, said, don't go. But he had clear sight. He knew what he was going into. He said, as my Lord likes. It was only 72 of them, him and his family. And he was attacked by 3,000 people. And yet, even when they cut his head off, his body was still fighting. Takbir!
Allahu Akbar!
Takbir!
Allahu Akbar!
Takbir!
Allahu Akbar!
They had cut his head off. Arrow was all through him. And yet he still took hits. That someone was connected to their Lord, who didn't listen to Shaitan like we do. You don't have no power listening to Shaitan. He leaves us in a lurch. Look at our community. Torn apart. Bunch of drunks, addicts, killers, liars, stealers. We're the best of people evolved for mankind with this nonsense in the streets. And we can't shut it down because we keep listening to Shaitan. Trick us and leave us? How the heck are we going to ever be an army for Allah? That's why Allah sends us Ramadan to clean us. To clean us. This is one of the most powerful Ramadans we've ever experienced. Try to do something through this month for your soul. Even if you have difficulties, fast anyway. Allah is using it all. We're in the 10 days of Ramadan. We got about 20 more days. 20 more days to change your whole eternity.
Takbir! Allahu Akbar! Takbir! Allahu Akbar! Takbir! Allahu Akbar!
Allah sends His mercy between us. Allah does not punish us for the mercy of those that He sent among us. They have mercy in their hearts for us. They cry out to their Lord. They fear nothing but their Lord. And they are not weak. Their tears of strength, power, glory, paradise, eternal life. They're the ones that Allah Almighty will use to establish His kingdom on earth as it is in heaven. Regardless of how much evil exist in the world. They're the real gangsters. Shaitan fears them. They have Shaitan, their foot is on Shaitan's neck. Shaitan has no power when Shaitan said, I'm going to lead all astray except for those whom Allah's grace on. Those who remember their Lord, Allah's remember them. Those who don't remember their Lord, Allah's forgot about them. Those the ones I'm going to get. And I'm going to lead all of them astray. But those who listen to their Lord, back up off of them. Back up off of them, champ. Hey, when them devils get ready to attack, no. You go over on the other side. Don't mess with these right here. Because you mess with them, they're going to mess with us. You touch them, they're going to touch us more. Leave them alone. Just go get the other ones that ain't listening to what they listening to. And that's the reality. That's the reality. Even when we're around them, we have protection. Because Allah Almighty is always sending His mercy on them. Allah's mercy reigns on them 24/7. Those who are not listening to Allah Almighty, curses raining on them 24/7. Wonder ain't nothing happening for me in my life. I'm still as crazy as I was when I was. And will always be crazy. So what kind of hope do we have in life with that kind of mentality? That's a programmed mentality by Shaitan. We even look crazy. No lights on our faces. No happiness to our hearts. No power. No energy to move people's hearts. To jumpstart dead hearts. Weak people to be stepped on by a creation that's inferior to us. But we chose. That's what we chose. Allah didn't choose that for us. Allah says don't choose that, and we chose it. So we're asking Allah to forgive us here and after one more time. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen wa salatu wa salamu ala karimil muslimin Muhammad Nabi mi wa ahlihi wa sahbihi ajma'in amma ba'd. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. When we talk about those, Allah says that those who die in the way of Allah Almighty are not dead. We just don't perceive it. But alhamdulillah, when I lived in Egypt, I visited the tomb of Hussein radiallahu anhu, and he touched my soul. So I have a personal connection to him. He's not dead. He's alive and well. He sends his salams. Those who die in the way of Allah don't die. There is no death for them. They're taking their sustenance in the presence of Allah Almighty. We're happy to get those salams from Hussein radiallahu anhu. Allah Almighty says in Quran, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Alif Lam Ra. This is the book with verses basic or fundamental, of established meaning, further explained in detail from one who is wise and well acquainted with all things. It teach that ye should worship none but Allah. Say, verily, I am sent unto you from Him to warn and to bring glad tidings. Allah Almighty speaks the truth. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah.